Hey guys, what it is. We're on our way to Hades Land. Hey guys, what is Mikey and Zachy? Oh yes. Wrote down bipolar. We ain't what it is anymore, but what it is. Yes. So we got back from Hades Lake today, another successful journey. Oh yes. We didn't die. That's what makes it so exciting. So today's our recap video. And we're just going to go over a few things of what went down. The good, the bad, the ugly. And most of the ugly was me without a shirt on. No, just kidding. No, I always wear my shirt. I actually wear a shirt in the water. And my shirt this year was Zachy approved. It said, I don't give a rat's ass. That's the shirt I wore every day in the water. Oh, yep. Okay. Some people didn't appreciate it, but that's okay. By the way, I got my Mountain Dew that I got when we got home because, you know, I needed the dew. Okay, Queezman, since I'm always the blowhard, why don't you start us off with some camping adventure talk?
Oh yeah. So we took our yearly trips to get the tater logs, and you know, we of course they tried to screw us one time, but they made up for it in the end, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I feel like the most important thing to talk about in this case was the heat, and really this year, surprisingly, we thought it was going to be a lot hotter. We thought it was going to be a lot hotter.
Well, it was harder some of the time.
Yeah. A few nights. But anyways. So we thought it was going to be super hot going into this, but it was bearable. I mean, it wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be, so.
Well, the thing we figured out up there is that it's not quite as hot up there as it is in the valley.
Yeah.
So when they were scorching and dying down here, we were living in bearable conditions.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. So, and then after that, I think everybody this year was very, very good, except, you know, minus a few. You know,
yeah.
If you remember last year, the famous brother was kind of being an asshole again. Let's put it that way. But
it kind of started out looking that way this year. When we went to get the parking pass.
Oh, yeah.
We had to grovel a little bit. So, yeah, so tater log heaven.
Yep.
Almost every day, right?
Yeah.
So
every day except Monday, right? No.
I think it was. Or if we went, maybe every day, but today we didn't go last Sunday because we got there late. Today, we left early, so we didn't do it.
We didn't go Monday, remember? Because we went to the burger bar, didn't we?
Oh.
Yeah, so every day except Monday.
And today. Yeah, that's right. We went down to Wally World, as we call it.
Yep.
That's right. Yep. So, anyway, I have to tell you guys, I may still be the reigning Tater Log King, but I'm not 100% sure. Because we took Nader with us this time.
Oh, yeah.
And that dude throws down food for three. Oh. He's like BJ.
Yep.
So the really cool thing from this trip was the daughter was able to come home.
Yeah.
As if you guys recall, she was questionable as to whether she'd be come up with the whole COVID situation. She was cleared to come on Thursday. We went, picked her up at the airport. Brought her up for a couple days. So that was cool that she got to spend some quality family fun time with the Griswold, Burrell family. So, fire time was really cool. Had a lot of fun around. I love campfire. Zachy comes over every now and then. But when I'm manic, I have a great old time over there. I tell the sweetest stories. I got the crap that just flashes into my brain really fast to make everybody laugh and have a good time. So I guess we got to get that out of the way here, too. Mikey's mental dilemma, no, my situation. Most of the time up there I was normal, which was really cool, made a lot of fun for everybody. A lot of people in the family commented on how I actually was fun this year.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a story for another day, but anyway, yeah, my thoughts on that. But yeah, I had a lot of mania, so I was very lively. But a lot of normalcy too. It was a lot of fun this year to be able to be normal for a lot of it. I had a couple days where I got crazy, like manic, where I couldn't slow down. Last 2 nights, guys, I swear I slept 2 hours each night. My brain was racing at 4 in the morning. I could not slow it down. It's one of the things about, you know, people look at bipolar. Let's get the mental illness thing out of the way here. People look at people with bipolar and go, you don't have it that bad, I don't think, compared to what I have. Well, one of the things that really sucks about bipolar is the reason I'm laying there at 4 o'clock in the morning is because my mind's racing so fast, I cannot calm it down to sleep. And most of the people in camp could just didn't sleep because they're cold or whatever. I'm in there with a racing brain that won't slow down. Then I start getting a stomach ache, and I start wondering if I need to go over to the can in the middle of the night. It just stinks and has flies coming out of it. I just one of the things about bipolar that a lot of people don't see is a lot of little things become big things for us. And that makes life hard a lot of times. Hard.
That was a pretty good sentence.
Hard. So anyway, so I was pretty good up there, though. I was pretty happy with that. Coming home from getting the daughter was the crazy time.
Yep.
Because I couldn't shut the hell up. Like,
oh, yeah.
I was thinking so many thoughts, and I think my daughter might cause some of my mania sometimes because she's so amped up. We feed off each other, then I get amped up, and yeah, I had a billion thoughts a minute, and I couldn't shut up. And anyway, that was the dark side of things.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday, we're in the store, our little store we go to get our tater logs to go to Tater Log Heaven's. Actually, going to tell you a little story about what happened there that may or may not have been scary.
Oh, yes. So, should we tell them about how they screwed us first?
Well, yeah, go ahead. You can tell
all
them
right,
that.
so to wrap it all up, because this kind of plays into that, so it's just easy to get it out of the way. So one day we went and we were picking up 12 tater logs, right?
Yep.
And
6 for $1.
Yep, 6 for $1.
Same as last year.
Mm-hmm. So we were picking up 12 of them, and we go in our car, and we're just sitting outside the Maverick, and we start chowing them down like nobody's business, tater logs. Freaking amazing, but
after the corn dog.
After the corn dog, of course, yeah. And the jalapeno dog.
Yeah, I had the jalapeno joint this time.
Yeah.
It was alright.
So, we got that done, and all of a sudden, we started getting into the tater logs, and we're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And it turns out that they screwed us.
We got screwed!
Yep, on half of the logs.
The end.
Yep. So we were a little pissed off, and we were gonna go tell them, but we decided against it and went back to camp. All right, so that's that out of the way.
That's at least 40 cents worth of product, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so now we're gonna jump into the next day. So we go in there, and we're waiting in line, right? And we see all these people going up and buying the logs. We're just slowly watching it go down and down and down.
Tater Log Heaven was becoming Tater Log Hell.
Yeah. And by the time we got there, they were probably about halves. There was a bunch of halves, right, left of them. And, like, just the
nubs, as I like to call them.
Nubs, yeah. So anyway,
nothing fit for a king.
Exactly. So homeboy goes up there and asks him, give us your best ones. So she just decides, she says, hey, we'll give them all to you for $1, sort of thing. Sweet, that's what's up. So we get those, and then we get our burritos, and then we go up to the counter, and this is where the scary part happens that Holmes was mentioning earlier. So we're waiting in line, and all of a sudden this kid comes in, right? And he's wearing a mask, and he looked just like he was about to die, like he was about to drop.
He was like a teenager, like 17 or so.
Yeah. So he goes, he's about to walk by his manager, but then his manager calls him over and, he says, he's like, you're not looking too tight, It's not what he said exactly.
Said, yo, Hulk, over here, Puerto Rico.
Yeah, pretty much. So we think that he may have had COVID, but we're not sure. But yeah, he looked like crap. So.
Yeah, he looked like a zombie.
Yeah. So a little exposure, so we were a little tripping about that. But
It could have been from the heat, though, if he's out back stalking the joint.
yeah,
It was really hot there.
yeah, it was.
So- It could have been from the heat, but yeah, it was kind of like maybe scary. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what happens if there's a big cold explosion over there in Eden, Utah. That grocery store could be the epicenter, and me and the Queens man could be in the middle of the shiz. And Yogi Snow, you want to be on top of the shiz, not in the middle.
Obviously.
So, Queens man dude, tell us about the time you got jacked on the freaking tube behind the boat.
All right. Let's throw it down. Let me break it down for you. So, we got on the boat. We're all waiting for the tube ride, and then all of a sudden it's time to go, right? So it's me, Biscuit, and my mom. And so we get on there, and then all of a sudden we start we start off slow, and we're all going over waves and stuff. I'm like thinking, this is all tight and stuff. And all of a sudden, boom! No. Then all of a sudden we start hitting these freaking wakes and crap. I'm flying up in the air, coming back down really hard, jacking my head and my back, and eventually I'm just sitting here thinking how the hell does anyone find this fun? I was getting the hell beat out of me, dude.
I got a story about this.
Yeah, so I was getting the hell beat out of me, and I'm just sitting there the entire time with a painful ass look on my face, just when will this end? And that was the only time I went on it. So they pulled me in, and they're like, "How was that ride? Was that great?" I'm thinking in my head, no, I almost died out there.
So let me tell you what my brother said after. He said, your boy Zach, you had a great ride, it was so much fun. I said, that's not what I heard. Now let me tell you guys a little story about a guy that ain't bound for glory. So a couple of years, probably 5 years ago,
Yep.
Mikey's behind the boat. Mikey's on the tube. Mikey's flopping up and down. Mikey gets whitewashed. Mikey says, fuck this, I ain't ever going on that thing again. And guess what, guys? I never have. Because I learned, see, that the pain is not worth the fun. The balance is a little skewed in the favor of unfun and pain and misery. So I decided I'm good. I don't need that shit. I haven't been on the boat, guys, for 5 years. It pisses off every frickin' person in my family besides the Queens man do.
Oh, yeah.
Well, my wife and kids, but everybody else take it personally. There's something wrong with me because I won't go on the friggin' boat. I'm finding it kind of funny now. It all plays into what it is.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Zachy, we've regaled them with some stories.
Oh, yes.
Now, why don't you summate, and let's get this sucker out there for the world to see. How did this trip really wind down when it's all said and done?
I think it was good. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it's as good as last year, but I'd say that it was good. Everyone seemed to get along, like I said, in the beginning, except for a few, but it wasn't really that big of an issue. The heat was tolerable. We just had some fun. We spent some family time together, so that's good. And, it felt like a getaway from the COVID and all this crap that's going on, besides, up in the marketplace. But so, yeah, overall, I'd say it was a good time. And I will look back on it with fond memories.
Awesome, man! That is one thing that I do want to stress at the end. I was going to let Zachy finish, but you know me. I'm too big a blowhard. I always gotta have the last word. And so this is it. Do you like my thumbs up? That is, it was a great break to get away from all the shit's going on in the world.
Yep.
And there were definitely things we did up there that had COVID written all over it, so you couldn't get away from it.
Yeah.
But it was nice to, in a way, the best we could get away from it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it was a week at Hades Lake. It was hotter than hell,
Yep.
but it wasn't too bad. Mikey was out doing his thing a lot more this year. Queensman went down the water like 3 freaking times, okay? Oh, and also, Mikey went on a thing called a paddle board. The nader pushed him out. We may have footage of that we could show you. You probably haven't laughed this hard in a long freaking time. And then maybe, just maybe, if you're good, and if you give us the love, Queezman Do in a future video, we'll tell you about his biggest accomplishment of the trip. Okay, guys, we hope you're good. We hope you're taking care. It's Mikey the Queezman and the Mountain Dew and all the other shiz. We got back from Pineview / Hades Lake Live. The Queezman is no worse the wear. I made him put on a few tater log pounds, but it's all good. We'll see you tomorrow. It's what it is, what it is, what it always seems to be. It's Mikey and the Queezman. Ciao.
That was probably 10 minutes.